everybody, a very warm welcome to the show. I'm Rebecca McLaughlin-Eastham, and this week, as you can see, we're out and about again as the UAE looks to restart its economic engines post-lockdown. In this episode, we'll explore how the region, given its tens of different Arabic dialects, is divided by a common language.
My best option is with a good education.
And we'll hear from a trailblazing Emirati entrepreneur who says recessions and launching businesses go hand in hand.
A recession is never a reason to stop or a reason to be scared to fail.
But first, Rosie Lise Thompson meets some Middle Eastern doctors who are helping to fight COVID-19 in Europe.
Shortages in medical staff in handling the COVID-19 pandemic have led many European nations turn to their migrant communities for help. France saw Emirati doctors on scholarship programs refuse repatriation in favour to stay. Dr. Mohammed Al Falasi said he wanted to help his colleagues during this troubling period. When President Emmanuel Macron happened to ask the nationalities of a team at Marseille University Hospital, the moment went viral. But it's not just migrants who are putting their lives at risk to help others. Arab refugees are also volunteering. Mohammed was training to be a surgeon in Libya before the war forced him to seek asylum in France. When the COVID-19 crisis began, he immediately registered on the emergency roster and was sent to French Guyana.
I try to protect myself as much as possible. But if it's COVID, then it's written in my fate. I cannot change it. But at the very least, I try to save some people's lives. Those who need me the most. Their life may be more beneficial to the world.
While across the channel in Southampton, Dr. Hamid Hawana believes his experiences in Syria have helped him prepare for the UK's outbreak.
The support that I get here in the UK actually always pushed me to do something and give something back to the community. And that's why I always feel proud that I am doing something and helpful, and I am helping people who need support.
Across Europe, the process of converting a medical license is long, bureaucratic, and expensive. It took Hamid 4 years to obtain the qualifications needed to work as a doctor in the UK, and Mohammed is still waiting to receive his license from the French authorities. Anna Jones of RefuAid, which helps refugee medical professionals back into employment, believes more needs to be done.
So COVID-19 has meant that the medical requalification exams are planned to do for the remainder of the year being cancelled, meaning hundreds of doctors are unable to qualify and return to work. So what we're lobbying for as an alternative is people to be given the opportunity to work as a medical support worker and be assessed on the job after 6 months of work as a clinical assessment as opposed to an exam.
Relocating from Baghdad to Wales aged 3, Dr. Hashim El Meshahadani knows all too well the benefit refugees bring to a community.
There's a certain work ethic that comes from people who've gone through hardship because they know how, they're not shy of working hard and making their way. And given the opportunity, they will take it. And I think we'd be silly not to take on people like that and make it easy for them to be able to come.
With refugees and migrants working hand in hand with their European colleagues to combat COVID-19, an international family of health workers are bravely saving the lives of patients across Europe.
Outspoken Emirati businesswoman, Her Excellency Dr. Sara Al Madani, is both contrarian and charming. I caught up with her to get her advice for struggling companies right now and find out why she wholly rejects the concept of female empowerment.
From a very early age, Emirati entrepreneur Dr. Sara Al Madani believed her ideas could turn a tidy profit.
I started my first business at the age of 15 with only 20,000 dirhams. And I've been financially independent ever since, and I've never went back to my family.
Since then, Her Excellency has made forays in food, fashion and technology, and her advice to budding startups in the region is that a global downturn presents the perfect moment to take the plunge.
With the pandemic, a lot of companies went bankrupt, Therefore, they left the playground. They left a huge space for a lot of new blood, a lot of new ideas, a lot of creativity to come and take over.
Sarah's taken her own advice, and whilst in lockdown with her family, she recently launched a company called Hala High.
It's a platform that allows the fans to connect to their favorite celebrities and to request personalized shout-outs from them. It's fun, it's the first of its kind in the region, and we are so excited.
Sara is a self-confessed rebel and risk-taker, and her attitude is one of towering ambition and positivity. She's a motivational speaker and mentor, and at just 26 years of age, she became the youngest board member of the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and the UAE's SME Council in the Ministry of Economy. When coaching others, Al Madani is disarmingly honest about challenges she experienced on her road to success, as in 2013 when a commercial venture with a friend faltered.
I woke up one day with a phone call from the police that my checks have bounced, and I was literally bankrupt. I had zero money in my bank account, yet I had over 100 employees, over 4 branches to take care of. And I focused on how I went wrong or how I contributed to make this go wrong. And that's how you learn from your mistakes.
Sara, where do you stand on failure in business? So often not talked about in business circles, so often taboo in certain cultures.
We've been taught through the media, through our culture, through our families, that failure is something we should be ashamed of and never talk about. But I've never for a day felt like that resonated in me. So every time I failed, I spoke loudly about it.
Sara doesn't see any barriers for women in business in the Middle East and has no time for talk of gender inequality as a reason for women not excelling.
Sara, you've never been a fan of cultural or business stereotypes and labels, so talk to me about empowerment, in particular the empowerment of young Emirati women. Do they need to be empowered in business?
I don't even know why do people talk about this topic anymore. To me, we're all equal. There is no gender, we're just humans. And I don't believe that women and men compete with each other. I think they complete each other. I know women that can fix cars better than men can do, and I know men that can color and do hair and makeup better than women can do. So don't lock yourself up mentally thinking that, oh, there's a segregation in everything.
And that's her primary goal, to inspire future generations of women and men to not only blaze a trail in business, but to give each other a helping hand along the way.
Arabic is rich and varied in its many forms across the Middle East and North Africa, which poses some challenges for those using sign language. Salim Saeed has more on how evolutions in the language are simply a sign of the times.
According to the World Federation of the Deaf, or WFD, there are approximately 72 million deaf people worldwide, who collectively use more than 300 different sign languages. The UAE launched its first sign language dictionary in 2018, but there were challenges, such as a limited sign vocabulary, says one of its founders, and many variations of Emirati sign language.
Deaf people live across the country and practice different sign dialects. So, to develop our unified language, we collected information with a team of about 100 people from 60 areas.
They developed specific Emirati signals for a man's headdress, or ghutra, and multiple gestures for henna, an oud perfume, in a dictionary of about 5,000 words.
Sign language is developed from culture, from what people see and experience around them to communicate, such as the Emirati sign for coffee, versus this one, which is used in other Arabic sign dialects, including some in the Levant.
The first dictionary of unified Arabic sign language was released in 2001, driven by governments and organizations looking to standardize the language across the region, and also improve communication in education and television programming. Yet it has not resonated with some in the deaf community.
Unified Arabic Sign is an artificial system created by a committee that excludes indigenous Middle East sign languages. Instead, we need language accessibility and appropriate educational resources to empower deaf and hard of hearing communities.
The deaf and people hard of hearing are registered as disabled, given that the world around them is linguistically inaccessible to them. Language in education is defined as a human right by the UN. Yet up to 80% of deaf people worldwide receive no education, reports WFD. With the right tools, such as subtitles, videos, and interpreters, deaf people could become a greater part of the global workforce. Overcoming the statistics is Muhammad from Jordan, who at 15 lost his hearing overnight. With no interpreters available, he worked twice as hard as his hearing classmates and obtained 2 PhDs.
I always went to the library, brought books home, and studied for long hours. I'm deaf in a hearing world, so I realized that if I want to have a good life, then my best option is with a good education.
His work paid off, and Muhammad now teaches math and science in Washington, D.C. His university teaches in both sign and written English, which many hope is a sign of things to come for all schools one day.
Well, that is where we must leave this episode of Inspire Middle East. We very much hope that you enjoyed the show, and do be sure to catch all of our programs online at euronews.com. Before I leave you, here are some inspiring Instagram posts that caught our eye this week. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Kuwaiti Dr. Yusuf is on duty combating COVID-19. And Jordanian Sanad here teaches sign language through song.